Good day, everyone. I'm Mr. Lo from University Tunku Abdul Rahman, Utah, Sungai Long campus. And today I would like to share with you all regarding to the topic which is investment in research development or science expansion, the case of Internet of Things company. The Internet of Things is at the height of its hype cycle, and one can argue that the IoT construct will subsume housing, infrastructures, industrial plants, and other systems in the near future. As we are moving towards the digital era, and now we are in the Industrial 4.0, big data is very important in our daily life and also in the production process of the firm. Big data that is associated with the IoT could control the systems, affect the automation, and the process industries required the research and development support to shape the concept into a functional asset that resolve the problems of the users. As mentioned in the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goal number 9, which is to build a resilient infrastructure and promote the sustainable industrialization and foster the innovation. The world is to promote new technologies aiding international trade and empowering the efficiency of the usage of. However, there are companies that are still in a dilemma in making the decisions regarding the huge investment in research and development activities in their company, as we knew that the firm's objective is to maximize the profit and minimize the cost. So, according to Chan, Swaring, Guohua, and Li Zuan, they mentioned that the expansion in the firm size have more observable advantages because with a larger firm size, they can have or they can enjoy the economies of scale and gain the market power and also the brand loyalty. Some say that the company size and investment in research and development is an essential strategy for the Internet of Things company because this could maintain or even increase the competitive advantage and to promote the sustainable growth. And they say that innovation, for example, innovative strategies as the key source of the future products, technologies, and also the services. And according to the study from Kang, Kim, and Cho, they mentioned that R&D expenditure is assumed as the investment in unanticipated projects or targets with low economic feasibility. Various industries have started to embrace the Internet of Things because IoT is not just leading business world but a proven strategy, developing trend and an innovative technology. IoT is a things connected network where items are wisely linked through the smart sensors without the human intervention. So, it's expected that the IoT company will expedite the formation of new industries in many fields and will be in a means of solving problems that are encountered by the society. And also, big companies generated economies of scale through the firm expansion. So for your information, economies of scale is a cost advantage that enjoyed by a big firm where they can produce with a decreasing average cost. Also, there has been a growing interest in the value-adding activities such as investment in R&D towards the firm performance. The findings show that the intellectual capital could lead to a better firm reputation, and the implication of this study suggested that the consultancy firms could maintain their firm's sustainability by creating the intellectual capital mainly from the structural capital, relational capital, and human capital. And as a consequence, this intellectual capital helps to build the organizational value by linking the internal intellectual resources with external stakeholders to improve the performance of the firms. According to the previous studies as well, They mentioned that the firm value benchmarks allow the firms to understand their position very well and compare to the best performing firms and hence take the initiative to improve and compete with the competitors. But Wang, Zhang, Xia, Wu and Han in 2020 they mentioned that there is a learning process whereby the learning process exists in the firms and it depends on the stage of the R&D activity. They mentioned that R&D denotes to any radical change in the technology embodied in the process and product, including the changes in the service and administrations. And for this study, there are two fundamental theories, whereby the first one is the advantageous consequential from the experience or learning curve, and the second one is the success in pattern or R&D commercializations. There are three hypotheses in this study, which the first one is size expansion is positively associated to the firm's value. The second hypothesis, R&D investment is negatively correlated to the firm's value at the initial stage. And the third hypothesis in this study is R&D investment is positively correlated to the firm's value at the mid stage. The sample in this study was the largest 20 IoT companies. The data was compiled from the Internet of Things Wiki and also the Bloomberg. So from the IoT Wiki report, the largest 20 IoT were selected, and these companies were ranked by the market value in 2019, which is in the USD millions. And these selected 20 IoT companies have a wide range of business connections globally. The dependent variables was the firm value, which was represented by the return on invested capital. And the independent variables in this study was the size and the investment in R&D. Size was represented by the natural logarithm of total assets that measures the total firm's resources. The investment in R&D, which was approximated by the R&D expenditures to the net sales, as is one of the most commonly accepted approximations. I have also included the control variables, namely leverage, free cash flow, and corporate social responsibilities. The variables namely size, R&D expenditure to the net sales, return on invested capital, size, leverage, free cash flow, and corporate social responsibility were collected from Bloomberg database. And the data was regressed by using the panel regression with random effect model. I used the random effect model in this study because it can handle the constant for each firms as random parameters by assuming that the random effect is drawn independently from some probability distribution, and therefore it can capture the random characteristic of these 20 Internet of Things companies. The regression results for the three hypotheses was shown in this table. From the table, we knew that size was positively related to the return of investment capital, which is significant at 10%, and the result implied that the Internet of Things company can expand the size and achieve the economies of scale to increase the firm value. This could be probably due to the investment in artificial intelligence assets that can streamline data analytic gathering to improve asset performance management. The outcome suggests that the first hypothesis is supported, that the size expansion is positively associated with the firm value. As for the R&D expenditure, at the initial stage of R&D investment, the impact is negatively related to the firm's value, as the coefficient of RDES is negative and statistically significant at 1%. It shows that the learning process or the learning effect exists in the model. And my finding suggested that the IoT companies may not be able to see the immediate effect on their firm's value from the improvement of fundamental and advanced research in producing goods and services. As shown in the model 3, 4, and 5, the coefficient of RDES were positive. And the third hypothesis in this study is supported by the R&D investment is positively correlated to the IoT company's firm's value at the middle stage. And in overall, the aim towards embracing the Industrial Revolution 4.0 by investing in R&D is to improve the efficiency, productivity, manpower reduction, and time saving that will eventually add value and improve the firm's value of the IoT companies. In conclusion, this study shows that the R&D investment is very important for a firm's value, and R&D is crucial to bring out the significant improvements for the firms. The significant improvements include the flexibility, efficiency, communications, customizations, adaptability, and the modularity to the industry. Also, the industrial Internet of Things will speed up the transformation of sectors that account for almost two-thirds of the world output. And from the results in this study, we knew that the size expansion and the R&D investment are equally important. This study has practical implications that are useful for the management executive in the IoT companies as well as the regulators. Through the marginal control and the budget allocations, firms managers should focus on expansion in assets that have core competence or seek synergies between the R&D investment to improve the efficiency of the work. As for the government side, the government are encouraged to involve by providing the subsidies for the R&D project of the firms. That's all for my presentations. Thank you very much and have a nice day.